Hey everyone, Colin Smith here, and I'm very excited to introduce to you the new Insta360 X3. Now let's get it out of the way. I'm not being paid to make this video or told what I have to say. They did give me the camera for free. All right, so let's do the world's fastest unboxing. There it is. So here's the new Insta360 X3, and it shoots like this. Let's talk about the new features. The most obvious one is it has a nice large touchscreen on the back. This is made out of tempered glass. And the wonderful thing about this screen is I can pretty much do anything I want without having to connect to the app. We will talk about the app in a little bit, but you have full control as well as visually you can see what the camera is shooting. And why should that matter when you're using a 360 camera? Doesn't it shoot everywhere? Well, one of the new features, so it has a new single lens mode where you can use it as an action camera. So you can shoot in 4K using the front lens, and of course it's using the flow state stabilization. Other important new features is, since a lot of you guys are photographers, let's start with that. The 360 photos are now 72 megapixel, and it can shoot in HDR, and it will shoot the individual images as well as the composite HDR, so you can put together your own HDRs. Plus it can shoot in JPEG and RAW. And so now we have a larger half-inch sensor, which means that we can capture video at 5.7K, which looks beautiful in 360, plus it also supports active HDR video. And another exciting new feature is this is now waterproof up to 10 meters, which is 33 feet. A word of caution, when you're changing the battery, make sure it's nicely sealed. All right, so let's have a quick look at the features on the camera itself. So we've got two buttons on the side. One is the on-off switch, and the other one is a quick menu where you can program that to do different things. So let's hit the power button. The screen is lit up. We've got two buttons on the front. We've got one button, which is the shutter button. And the interesting thing is when this is turned off, the shutter button can use as a quick mode where you click the shutter button, it will turn on, and it will take whatever you've programmed, a photo or video, and then it will shut down again. And then we've got another button on the side here, which goes between single and dual lens. So you can choose the three different options: the front, the back, or 360 just by simply tapping this button. So this makes it really fast to go into that mode. All right, so let's have a look at the controls on the screen and what we can do. To go into any of these settings, just simply tap on the setting itself. We go into the camera. Now, if you want to move around, what you do is just hold. And now notice we're in full screen mode, and now we can just pan around. So the modes we have available are video. We can do HDR video, time lapse, time shift, which is like a motion lapse, but it's moving. Bullet time. You want that matrix effect, spin it around your head. We've got interval shooting, which is going to get individual stills, and you can put together your own time lapses or however you want to use them. We've got HDR photo, regular photo, and video. Let's go back in, and then if we go into the single lens mode, this is where we can shoot between the video, photos, loop recording, and me mode. So when we're in me mode, the selfie stick is invisible. Right now I'm using this in me mode, so it'd be interesting to see how this looks and sounds. By the way, I'm using the internal microphone in here. So right now I'm just using this in the single lens view, so this is going to be working kind of like an action camera. So as you can see there, you can do pretty much anything on the screen that you would do inside the app, although it does have a mobile app as well, and let's have a look at that. And I can just move around. You can see through the phone. A nice thing is when I start to use the phone app, it actually turns off the screen on the camera, which is a great way of saving power. Look at previewing a photo I just took. I can preview it, add around. I can edit it here. I can add keyframes and do all my editing in the app. And you can actually just move your camera around to reframe this live if you want. And for people who like to work on the phone, this is great. Okay, we can set resolution, frame rate, all the settings there. Just tap down. We can see all the different modes at the bottom there. And we can go live to all those different formats. Here's all the different settings. We can also access them in one place. So if you want to connect to your mobile app and you don't want to transfer it wirelessly, they have this optional card reader. So what you can do is just pop it open and put your card in here and then connect it to your phone. It's quite clever. It has a USB-C for Android phones and it has a Lightning for iPhones. You just plug it into the phone, it'll connect, and you can read off that high-speed card reader. And then you can view your footage, or you can edit it using the Smart app or whatever you want to do there. One very important thing about 360 cameras, because it has a lens on both sides, I cringe when I see people put these down. So having lens protectors is super important. Now it comes with this neoprene case, which is a nice way to protect it. So when you're not using it, keep it inside of here. Now it has a little hole in the side, which is really nice because we can access the USB-C port and then we can plug it in and we can charge it while it's inside the case. As far as optional accessories, we can also get this lens guard, which is really great. So it's like this, just sits right over the top, the silicone lens guard, which is probably what I'm going to be using when I'm out in the field. Now, it's very similar in size to the X2. And if you look at it, in fact, the size is very similar. It's just a little bit thicker. So you can't use the batteries from the X2 onto the X3. Another accessory which I highly recommend is the invisible selfie stick. Why do they call it an invisible selfie stick? Because in the software, the AI software in the camera will not show this stick. So this stick will appear invisible. So this is great for walking around and then it's just going to look like the camera is literally flying around you like a drone. And if you really want to go crazy with the drone, we've got this even longer accessory which is available, this carbon fiber one. This is the extended selfie stick. This thing is ridiculously long. If you want to get a lot of attention, this is the thing. I actually went and shot some footage and I'll share it with you, where it really does look like a drone, but this thing is so long, but it weighs almost nothing. It's made out of carbon fiber. Let me show you. Look at this. Look at this. And I don't know if you know, but this camera is actually quite a way away. And look at this, I'm going past the lens. Let me keep going, let me keep going. Another cool accessory is the little tripod. So this is great, you can just put it down, attach the camera to it, and it can sit there. It's also nice if you're using it on the selfie stick. Plus, you have this another adapter which screws on here. Has a screw at the top and one on the side. If you attach it sideways like this, and then you loosen it off, you can use this for creating bullet time. It's a lot of fun and it adds uniqueness to your shots. And an even simpler way of doing bullet time is you can get this bullet time cable. And you just attach this to the bottom of the camera, you can pull it out, swing it above your head, and away you go. And the bullet time is now updated to do 4K at 120 frames per second, so you can get this beautiful slow motion, and as you can see, it's a big improvement over the past. So you can now shoot time lapse at 8K, and then of course we can also do a motion lapse, which is like a time lapse but we're moving, kind of like a hyperlapse. It also has two new modes. One of them is pre-recording and the other one is loop recording. Pre-recording will capture 30 seconds or 15 seconds without even turning the camera on. Now this is good for things like fishing or surfing, where you've got these moments are going to happen and you don't know when they're going to happen, so then you're not going to miss any action. And the other one, a loop recording, it says for 30 minutes. It's kind of like a dash cam, it'll just constantly keep recording. So let's have a look at the desktop app for the Insta360 Studio. So first thing you want to do is you want to import your footage. Just hit the little plus button, and this is the footage. And you'll see now that the camera actually shoots in DNG as well as the Insta format. And the other thing that's nice is when you're using the single lens mode, look at this, we can actually shoot in, so we can shoot regular video. So not everything has to be in the InVis format. All right, let's import these. We're just going to click open. All right, so the beauty of this camera is the ability to go through and reframe the shot, which means it just shoots everywhere. And it's like having a camera crew or a bunch of cameras around. So why don't we do that? The first thing I want to do though is I want to turn on stabilization. So this is going to make the video nice and smooth. And then why don't we move forward to the frame we want to start in? Maybe this is a good starting frame. Then we hit the end point. I'm going to create a keyframe, Control K, or just click on the keyframe and let's frame it. So we want to frame like this. And then I'm just going to move forward to maybe this point in time. Let's add a second keyframe. And I'm just going to tilt down. So we're looking down this way. All right, let's move forward to another point in time. Maybe we want to see what the camera is looking at. So let's go past this keyframe. Let's add another keyframe, setting that plus button. And this time we're going to zoom all the way around and let's look where we're headed. Okay, so it's going to remember that. And then if we move the playhead, look at this, see how it goes between the two, and now it's pointing that way. So as you see, we can do a lot here with this reframing. And then when you're done, we just export it. Now we can click on the export button here, and this will bring us the settings. We can save it as a 360 video, or we can do it as the reframe video. Now notice I can do this up 4K. I can set it to ProRes. Usually I use ProRes. Now, if you're interested in a more comprehensive tutorial on this app, let me know in the comments. So this is a great camera for people just shooting for fun, for social media, for adrenaline junkies, people that love to do surfing, rock climbing, adventure sports, you know. And this is also great for creators or videographers who are looking for different kinds of shots. As far as the upgrades, I think it's really worth it. Like, having this screen is, to me, is a game changer, because I don't need to connect to the app all the time. So it means I don't have to keep pulling out my phone and be able to shoot in those higher resolutions, particularly those 72 megapixel images. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. So I'm interested in your guys' thoughts about this. Have you ever used any kind of 360 camera before? If not, why not? If you have, what do you like? And what do you like the most about the new X3? And if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and you won't miss any of my videos. And as always, do me a favor, hit that like button. Helps with the YouTuber algorithm. That's such a mouthful. And until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.